bad move.
What's that?
Not picking Brett.
I can't.
I feel you.
And I had some responsibility to him, and I felt like he did a good job. You know, they liked it.
You gotta go with what you feel, man.
Yeah.
I love what you feel.
Amanda, let him in.
Gentlemen, you can go back into the boardroom now.
Sit down, please. So, Governor, you've proven that you have a lot of fight in you. For years you've proven that, but you've certainly proven it now. What do you have to say?
Well, again, I think we did a very good job, and that seems to be confirmed by what Aaron says and what the other feedback was. I know we lost, but you could also say they won. They were just a little bit better than us. And I think that, you know, the fact that we lost, I think maybe is because some of the other component parts didn't work as well with the vision that, you know, I take responsibility for. My creative design guy, Brett, takes responsibility for.
But why didn't you bring him back? I'm not saying he would have been fired, and everyone said he did a great job. But why didn't you bring him back?
Because if Aaron and the feedback was that our project was poor, I'd have brought him back in a second.
So, Rod, who should I fire? You have Michael, you have Curtis. Who should I fire and why?
If it's judged just based on this project alone.
It's really based on this project alone, yes.
I would reluctantly say Curtis, only because he has a lot of skill and talent, and maybe he didn't help out as much with communications he should have. But that's a hard thing to say, because Curtis is very good and has been very
Curtis,
successful.
what do you say about that?
The reality, Mr. Trump, is that Rod wouldn't know what we did, you know, who worked well and who didn't, because he didn't keep in touch with us very well throughout the day.
Bad communication?
Terrible communication, actually. Every time we spoke on the phone, you said very directly, I'm standing next to Salida, I don't want to give any of our game away. You didn't know how to text, you didn't know how to email us. I don't know how you can have a
Well, did you think Rod was a good project manager?
No, I don't. I think he was a poor project manager.
Michael, did Curtis fail, would you say, because of the fact that he was in charge of communications and he didn't communicate?
No, not at all. Curtis wasn't, I mean, Curtis talked to him as often as he would call, and he would say, hey, I've got to go to a meeting, I'm going to call you back. And every time, and he would have him on speaker, so I heard it. Every time he talked to him, he would say, Salida's next to me, I can't really talk about.
Curtis, do you think you failed?
No, I don't think I failed. I think we kept him...
But you were in charge of communicating, and you didn't communicate. You wouldn't say that's your fault?
Well, during the early part of the task was the creative design. So Brett would sign off on the creative design and tell us what it was. And then 10 minutes later, he'd describe it to someone else and describe something completely different. Brett's way of bringing something together creatively, it's a moving target. So we were following that, and then at any point that we spoke, we were in a decent place, but then it would continue to change.
Governor, go ahead, respond.
Yeah, let me ask a couple things. Number one, the Harry Potter thing's pretty self-explanatory. And if you're working for your team, and yeah, there's some creative tension between a creative guy like him and Brett. My feeling was he didn't work as hard. He didn't work as hard for Brett or give his best efforts for the team because Brett was the guy in charge for the creative design stuff. Now again, I had veto power.
Michael, why are you smiling?
Because every time I've come in here, you ask me a question, who was weakest, I give you an answer. He wasn't giving any answers. Everyone was great earlier. Everyone was great all of this time, and now all of a sudden, ass on the line, start throwing people under the bus.
No, I think Curtis is the guy with the real...
So that sounds like to me you're making things up. All of a sudden now Curtis didn't work as hard.
No,
that just doesn't make any sense to me.
I didn't say that. When they don't know the product.
Well, you did actually sort of say it.
Well, I suggested that...
I think you did say it, not sort of, right?
Well, I believe what I said was he had a feeling that he wasn't getting direction from the deputy in charge on the ground while I was gone, and never brought it to my attention, and I constantly called before I was on planes and other things to get a sense
okay,
of what
but listen, I just want to ask this one question. Your Harry Potter facts were not accurate. Who did the research?
There was not a specific direction to do the research on Harry Potter, but the inability to learn the product, and there was an issue in the...
Was that their inability or your inability?
I suppose I should have directed everybody else to learn the product. I will say That's sort of an axiomatic thing that you might want to do as you understand what the challenge is. I thought conveyed to them what the challenge was, what we should do, collaborated with them over the phone with the limitations having the other project manager.
Yeah, but you
there.
went to Orlando to
Right.
learn about Harry Potter. Nobody else did. So wouldn't you have been the one to know the product and learn the product?
I feel like I knew the product. In fact, I wrote a lot of the text. You know, I talked about the different houses, and I was the one who said houses and classes interchangeably because I was trying to be more explicit so people can get a concept of it. But it's Slytherin, and it's Hufflepuff, and it's Ravenclaw, and it's...
So are you responsible?
I think we did not win. But I think if you were looking at this like a baseball team, we're making progress. I believe some of our talented
Yeah, but you're
players-
making progress and you're running out of people.
Understand?
You know, you're
Right.
doing wonderfully. Everything's great, but you keep losing and you're running out of people.
Right.
And you're the project manager.
Right. I know.
And Governor, I have great respect for you. I have great respect for your tenacity, for the fact that you just don't give up. But Rod, you're fired.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
you
you.
very much.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Thanks. Take care of yourself. Good luck.
See you. Bye, George.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Mr.
Mr.
Trump.
Trump.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, I'll see you. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, don't worry about it. No,
Good guy.
hell no. Hell no. Yeah, I'll see you.
I wish you all the best, mate. Keep in touch with us, okay?
Absolutely. Hey. Hello. How are you? Good.
I feel badly for him. He tried, but I really feel badly.
I think you made the right choice, though. They lost because they didn't have the specifics, and he was the one who ultimately was in charge of a few of those key mistakes.
He couldn't handle it. You gave him a task that he just physically couldn't handle.
It's pretty sad.
Life is filled with ups and downs. Sometimes you win and sometimes you don't. The real test of who you are is how you deal with it. I was not going to sell out Brett. I think it would have been very disloyal and very wrong. I'm the project manager. I take full responsibility, and I got the boot.
Rock solid.
Rod, you're fired.